Yes, I have no, I think these projects are all wonderful. I think the future of Dallas is unusually bright when investors are willing to commit themselves to the magnitude of these types of investments, and I'm 100% for every one of them. But I just say that with the strain, I think these are the practical effects of the tight money policy of the Federal Reserve Bank and of the shortage of money existing now in our economy, together with the extremely tight labor situation we have. I think these are the practical effects of those factors now existing in our economy, which may cause us to defer some of these projects. And I speak not specifically of any one of them.
Which is going to feel it first, the government sector or the private sector?
Well, usually the government gets its part first, and the private sector has to be diminished the most.
So all things being equal, then the government projects are more likely to go ahead and not be deferred than the private building.
I think the history will show that usually the higher priorities are assigned to the government sector.
Now, let me ask you the key question. Do you think that's the case here? Is the airport going ahead no matter what, in your opinion?
Well, I think the airport is so vital.
What about the City Hall?
I also think it's a vital project.
If Mr. Goyer were to come to you today without any financing and try to put it together, what would happen in your opinion? Or you or any other major banker?
Well, I wouldn't want to speculate on that. I know Mr. Goyer quite well, and I just wouldn't want to speculate on that.
What if I came to you with the same project?
No.
After we buy our land, develop our plans, find our tenants, prepare our contracts, spend millions of dollars, we learn that there's a question about how high we can go, that FAA has literally put a lid on downtown Dallas at 1,049 feet.
The structure proposed by Griffin Square Limited would have no effect upon the vast majority of Love Field operations, either approaches or departures. The effect on those operations which might be involved would be minimal.
Long, intolerable delays would be incurred, some resulting in flyovers to next scheduled stop or diversions to alternate airports. Many thousands of passengers would arrive late, miss connection, end up at diversion airports, or have their trip into Dallas canceled outright.
Just about the time man, in all his wisdom, decides that he has this world and everything in it all figured out, along comes something he can't explain. Take the recent reports of the Lake Worth monster, or creature, or whatever you want to call it. Some who have seen it say it looks like a half man, half goat. Others, who are a little more conservative, describe it a little differently.
Well, it was about 7 foot tall, weighed about 350 pounds, and it was hairy, and I couldn't see his face. It was in the dark.
They'll report that it has scales, too. Did you notice that?
I was so scared I didn't see nothing like that.
You said it took the tire off your pickup. What did it do?
No, it was not the tar off in our pickup. It was in a sand pit that they dug dirt from, and he threw a tar some 400 to 500 feet. And the police that looked at the tar in the back of the car said that it had to come off from a pickup. We didn't have no pickup there, so we had a Rambler, little Rambler out there.
Did it look like he was throwing the tire at somebody, or?
He'd thrown it at everybody, about 40 people.
This is the place near the Greer Island Wildlife Refuge where Harris allegedly saw the creature or monster or whatever you choose to call it.
It was up there on those cliffs, and it'd stay up there running back and forth, and it wouldn't run the whole distance around. It just run halfway around it and halfway back, and it wouldn't run through the trail that was up there. It'd run through the edge of the cliff that was pretty rugged and had a lot of weeds and trees around it, and I couldn't see how no human could really get through there as fast as it could.
The skeptical say it's a man in a monkey suit, but some say it can't be, that no man is that big or that strong or could make so hideous a sound. At any rate, something happened out here last night, and so tonight there will be more people back, armed with cameras and probably with rifles. And this causes apprehension, particularly for police who say that, monster or no, if there are very many rifles here, somebody might get hurt. Jerry Taff, Channel 8 News at Lake Worth.